Thank you, Michelle, for that inspiring message. Let's give another round of applause.
What a perfect message to lead us into our award ceremony. As you learn more about the trailblazers that we're honoring tonight, you should be more inspired.
That's correct, Kayla. In each award category, we will begin by acknowledging the work of two of the finalists with special recognition. As their names are called, these folks should make their way to the front to receive their certificates. We will then name the category's awardee, and that person will come to the stage for some brief remarks. For all of our honorees, as you receive your certificate or award, please pause for a moment for a photograph. Also, please return to the stage after the ceremony for a group photo.
No one to take the time to applaud the Conference Advisory Board, whose names are listed in your dinner program, for their work to secure nominations and perform the daunting task of choosing the awardees from such an accomplished group of nominees. Thank you all for shining a light on the work of so many of our friends and allies. As I head to the side of the stage to prepare for the awards presentation, will the members of the MC Lambda who will be assisting me please come forward?
I'm excited to begin tonight with the Harold Terry Whiteside Ally in Diversity Award. This award serves to recognize allies of the LGBTQ+ community for their work in advancing, supporting, and advocating in the community. The award was named for Dr. Harold Terry Whiteside, Dean of the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences at Middle Tennessee State University, for his crucial support in the inaugural LGBT+ college conference. The nominees for this award are Troy Yost, Megan Whitley, and Mirabelle Stoder. Each of these nominees has worked to support members of the LGBTQ+ community in a variety of ways. At this time, we're pleased to present certificates of recognition to the Harold Terry Whiteside Ally in Diversity Award finalist Troy Yost, whose certificate will be accepted by Leslie Russell Yost, and Megan Whitley for embodying the principles endorsed by the Harold Terry Whiteside Ally in Diversity Award. Please accept these certificates of recognition on behalf of the LGBT+ College Conference Advisory Board. Thank you. Mirabelle Stoder, like her fellow nominees, advocates for the full rights and inclusions of all identities. It's my pleasure to present to Mirabelle Stoder the 2024 Harold Terry Whiteside Ally in Diversity Award.
Well, first of all, thank you very much. Not actually expected, so I'm going to have to dig out my 60-second elevator speech that I normally give when I'm exhibiting. I came from a country, South Africa, where racial injustice and religious intolerance were baked into the country. I think that I always felt uncomfortable with the situation that was there. A very scary situation when you are against or you don't believe in what was going on. So it was really difficult to have any activistic sort of, but then coming here, I thought, wow, I'm coming to the ideal of America, the ideal of inclusion for everybody. And as the time went by, I began to realize not everybody's included. Not everybody has that ability to do whatever they want to do, to be whoever they are, whoever they really are. And so I started getting involved in more and more things. And I really appreciate this because I believe I'm the vice president of Americans United for Separation of Church and State here in Middle Tennessee. And one of our mottos is religious freedom for all. And what that means is that everyone, whether you believe in a religion, whether you believe in no religion, whether you have a god or gods or none, should be equal. Everyone should be equal. How you live, how you believe, what you believe in, and who you are. Healthcare should be for all, irrespective of who you are. Healthcare, I'm lost, I'm sorry. But basically coming to an end of that is that you should be allowed to be whoever you are. You should be allowed to believe whatever you want without harming other people. And when you use religion, and when people use religion to harm others, that's not okay. And that's something we have to fight and keep on fighting no matter what. Thank you.
The results of effective advocacy can produce earth-shattering changes, and advocacy is essential to bring about change. The Marissa Richmond Civic Advocacy Award recognizes individuals for their outstanding civic work on behalf of the LGBTQ+ community. The award is named for Dr. Marissa Richmond, a tireless advocate and community leader. The nominees for this award are Jace Wilder, Olivia Hill, and Deron Johnson. Each of these nominees has engaged in significant civic advocacy to better the lives of LGBTQ+ people and all people. We're honored to have with us Dr. Richmond with us this evening. Dr. Richmond, will you please join us to present the award? At this time, we're pleased to present a certificate of recognition to the Marissa Richmond Civic Advocacy Award finalist, Olivia Hill, for embodying the principles endorsed by the Marissa Richmond Civic Advocacy Award. Please accept the certificate of recognition on behalf of the LGBT+ College Conference Advisory Board. We have a tie for this award. Both of our winners are passionate advocates for the LGBTQ+ community through their work with the Tennessee Equality Project. It's my pleasure to present Jace Wilder and Deron Johnson the 2024 Marissa Richmond Civic Advocacy Award.
Oh, come on, you gotta stick right here. We're gonna come on. Pause and ruckus. Whatever sparks. No, please go ahead. So I also didn't prepare for this, but my name is Jace Wilder. I am part of Tennessee Equality Project along Deron Johnson. And today I want to talk about anger because I think that that's what's brought a lot of us into this community here today. I am someone who is from Tennessee. I am a proud Tennessean. I am proud to be a transgender Tennessean, despite how much this legislator wants me to not be proud of that factor. And I want you to also be proud of yourself. I want you to be proud of the fact that you're still here. I want you to be angry about what's happening right now. Right now, HB 2165 is a bill that would allow for discrimination based off of adoption. This would allow for discrimination against LGBTQ plus children who are in the foster care system. Right now, it's going to the governor's desk, and we need you to vote no on this bill. We need that vote of no on this bill. So please call Governor Lee, take action, take that anger and put it into something, because what I have learned is that anger is a tool. It can overtake us, it can hurt us, but it can also be such a tool of power, and you deserve to feel empowered. This is not the end of the road for anybody. And as Alan Turing says, we can see that there is a lot ahead of us that we can still work on, but we must do it together. And so I am asking for you to speak up, act up, and listen up. Speak up whenever you hear discrimination. Speak up whenever you hear of anyone being harmed in any way. Act up whenever it's appropriate, and listen up, especially when it comes to our most minoritized individuals within this country. We need to listen to them, not just act on behalf of them, but listen. So today I ask you to speak up, act up, listen up, and please, please call Governor Lee to vote no for this bill. Thank you.
I really should just stop right there. Act up, speak up, listen up. Am I getting that right? We do have a bill sitting on the governor's desk right now, awaiting his signature or awaiting his veto. It's the one that Jace just talked about that affects the foster and adoption communities, and one that I simply can't understand how we as a state would act to put children in further harm's way. And yet that's the place that we're in right now. So if there is ever a moment, and it seems in Tennessee, there is always such a moment, doesn't it? To act up, speak up, and listen up. This is that moment. If I can take a personal moment outside of the advocacy for just a second and say how absolutely overwhelmed I am to be on stage with Marissa Richmond, with Jace Wilder, also recognized with Olivia Hill. These have been figures leading the way ahead of me. Figures who have stood up, stood strong in the midst of the battles that we've been facing, in midst of the challenges that we've been working to overcome day in and day out. This year, the year before, the year previous, and so for so many years and legislative sessions before that. When I first came out and came down to the legislature just to see how things were, the second committee room I walked into had Jace Wilder just about to testify. When I started getting involved more in politics and I wanted to understand what this whole process is about, I had a lovely breakfast on the west side of town with Dr. Richmond, who helped me see more clearly what challenges we have ahead of ourselves, what opportunities we have yet to explore, and the sense of open welcome, encouragement that both of them provided into joining into this work, and that Olivia Hill also offered. We actually were in a group therapy class online of how to talk better in public class online during lockdown season. And we found quick community and support in each other in working to further the cause, not just of trans folks, not just of the queer community, not just of any letter you want to put out there, but looking to forward all folks, all identities, and that each one of these folks has been so instrumental in that journey for me. It is absolutely an honor to be here on stage this evening in the midst of this great company. And I encourage you, as Jace said, one of the things that I always put on my post myself is write, call, step out, speak up. And I would just add to that what Jace said before, which is, go ahead and do it one more time for us.
Speak up, Act up, listen up.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you all so much for this great honor.
So much of the excellence and service to the community results in profound ways of change throughout the places where we live, where we work, where we play. The Community Excellence Award allows us to recognize those community members whose tireless efforts bring us all closer together. The nominees for this award are Theodore Baker, Sophia Zagalski, and Devin Kelly. And I messed it up. It's Zagowski. Dang it. It's doing so good. All right. Each of these nominees has served as a leader in the community and as an example for us all. At this time, we're pleased to present certificates of recognition to the Community Excellent Award finalists, Theodore Baker and Devin Kelly. Theodore and Devin, please, for embodying the principles endorsed by the Community Excellence Award, please accept certificates of recognition on behalf of the LGBT+ College Conference Advisory Board. Thank you both. Sophia Zagowski, like her fellow nominees, is a tireless community leader. It is my pleasure to present to her the 2024 Community Excellence Award.
I don't have as good a speech as the other two speakers, but I just want to thank everyone for giving me an opportunity. I want to thank Dr. Langston for acting as a mentor to me when I came to MTSU. I want to thank MT Lambda for bringing me in as a webmaster in my first semester of school, and now leading my way to being the president. And now Beverly has been my successor wherever they have gone. I just want to thank everyone for the opportunities I've been given. When I came to school here, I was not in a great place. I wasn't doing good mentally. I wasn't doing good physically. I wasn't doing good emotionally. But the avenues and the opportunities I've been given to step into this line of work have been beautiful and have made me grow as a person. I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank my family. I want to thank my friends. I want to thank my faculty, my staff, and my other students. Thank you so much.
The Diane Easter Corporate Engagement Award serves to recognize individuals for their professional efforts in advancing and advocating for LGBTQ+ inclusive workplace and community initiatives. The award was named for Diane Easter at the inaugural LGBT+ College Conference. The nominees for this award are Stephanie Mankey, Bryn Plummer, and Amna Osman. Each of these nominees has used their position as a leader to advocate on behalf of LGBTQ+ people in the workplace and the community. At this time, we're pleased to present certificates of recognition to the Diane Easter Corporate Engagement Award finalists, Stephanie Mankey and Amna Osman, for embodying the leadership principles endorsed by the Diane Easter Corporate Engagement Award. Please accept your certificates of recognition on behalf of the LGBT+ College Conference Advisory Board. Bryn Plummer, like her fellow nominees, has many accomplishments. It's my pleasure to present to her the 2024 Diane Easter Corporate Engagement Award.
Thank you so much to the board. I'm so appreciative of this award. I'll be short and sweet. I've been listening to Cowboy Carter all week, like many of you, I presume, and the album begins with the lines, "Nothing really ends. For things to stay the same, they have to change." And I think about what this university does for a college to continue to serve, to be a world-class institution of research and learning. It has to change to reflect the needs of its students. The same is true of the workplace. We've had to change to reflect the needs of our employees. And our employees have divergent and diverse needs every day. And to be a place that they want to come to work and they want to tell their friends to come work, you have to reflect that in your benefits and the culture and climate that you promote. And then what you expect of managers when it comes to microaggressions or everyday things people might experience. And I know right now there's a lot of people who are fighting desperately tooth and nail, childishly, to keep things from changing. So I do want to thank everyone in this room who is of the LGBTQ plus community, because your visibility and the things that you put your life on the line for are the only reason that those things won't succeed. Their strategy is banking on your exhaustion and your fatigue and your weariness. And it also banks on the ignorance and the dismissiveness of cis and straight people like myself. So I will not say anything to the queer and straight community about what you need to do. Y'all just need to eat your dinner and have a good night. But I will say to our cis and straight friends like myself that we cannot be ignorant, we cannot be silent, we cannot be dismissive. And in the places where we have influence and power, it is incumbent upon us to do exactly as Jay said, to act up, listen up, and speak up. So thank you all. Thanks so much.
Because this effort was launched at a university, it seems fitting that we also recognize excellence in academics. We're pleased to recognize nominees who have made a difference in policy and practice in higher education. Each of them has chosen to meet people where they are with a focus on teaching, training, and learning. The nominees for this award are Roberta Chevret, Dr. Jessica Gabby, and Eric W. Hughes. Each of these nominees has served as an academic leader and an example for us all. At this time, we're pleased to present, present acknowledgement certificates to the Academic Advancement Award finalists, Roberta Chevret and Eric W. Hughes. Roberta and Eric, for embodying the principles endorsed by the Academic Advancement Award, please accept certificates of recognition on behalf of the LGBT plus College Conference Advisory Board. Thank you both. Dr. Jessica Gabby, like her fellow nominees, is an academic leader. It is my pleasure to present to Dr. Jessica Gabby the 2024 Academic Advancement Award.
Okay, I went back and forth a lot about what I was going to say. And I'm going to choose to call out my student, Matt, who has been working with me on a study where we're looking at the influence of gender-affirming hormone therapy on sensory changes in trans individuals. And Matt and I have been working together this semester. We put together some posters for a presentation at a conference. And the first draft of the poster he sent me had this big, like, fist on it and like rainbow flags. And I was like, you know, this is great, but we're not going to this conference as a protest. We're not presenting this work as a protest. We're presenting this work because it's the right thing to do. And I think that in my work here, I've just tried to give people space because it's the right thing to do. And because I hope that my son will never have to come out to me, because I hope he never has to feel like he's in. So I work to build that world for all of us. And I feel really, really honored to be up here and to be a part of such an amazing group of people who are doing such wonderful work. And it's especially touching that this comes from like my students. So thank you.
The final award this evening is MTSU Lambda's Association's Wayne C. Rossing LGBTQ plus Advocacy Award. Established in 2013, this award serves to recognize members of the LGBTQ plus and allied community here at Middle Tennessee State University who have contributed greatly to positive change in the campus climate. The award was named for Dr. Wayne C. Rossing, a biology professor now retired from MTSU and past faculty advisor for MT Lambda, who worked tirelessly to advance the cause of LGBTQ plus students on campus and who exhibited extraordinary courage in the face of opposition from administrators and harassment from his colleagues to bring about positive change for the students at MTSU. This year's award winner is Danielle Rochelle. Danielle is the director of the Intercultural and Diversity Affairs Center at MTSU. In that role, she has organized and supported many initiatives that impact students' lives, including managing the Campus Safe Zone program. Danielle, along with her family, was instrumental in effecting the Campus Transgender Day of Remembrance event in 2023. Danielle is a founding member of MTSU's informal working group, the LGBTQ plus Vision Council. In her daily life, Danielle is a tireless advocate for and supporter of all MTSU students. It's my pleasure to present to Danielle Rochelle the 2024 Wayne C. Rossing LGBTQ plus Advocacy Award.
Okay, so for anybody in this room who knows me, knows I'm not like the center of attention person. I love to just kind of be behind the scenes, supporting the people who are doing the big things. But in the work that I do, I never do it to be recognized. I never do it because of the accolades or anything like that. I do it because it's the right thing to do. I do it because I want to make sure that when somebody leaves my presence, they feel better about themselves and they feel as if they have somewhere they can go and be okay in whatever form that looks like. And so for me to receive an award like this, it means a lot because again, I never do things for the accolades. I do it because I want to make sure that the people around me feel good about who they are and where they are. And I want to make sure that I'm able to give back to them what I also wanted to have in those spaces. And as an ally, and as Bryn said, I want to make sure that I'm able to speak up in those rooms they put me in. Because now that I'm in the position that I'm in, more and more I realize that this is where I'm supposed to be, and this is the work that I'm supposed to do. And every day that I'm on this campus and I'm out in the world, I want to make sure that I'm making all of you proud, as well as our students who are here on campus at MTSU. And for my two little ones that are always beaming at all the things going on around them, I want to make sure that I am helping to make this world a better place for them and those around me. Thank you, guys.
We have one more special presentation this evening. MTSU alumnus John Breeding has established the MTSU Lambda Association Heroes Scholarship to honor people who made a significant contribution to the lives of LGBTQ plus students at MTSU and to help current students continue the tradition of advocacy. This year, we're pleased to present the winners of the 2024 Hero Scholarship Award with a certificate acknowledging their achievement. Will Serenity Birdsong, Zofia Zagowski, Delaney Dempsey, Hazel Grace Plunk, and Raven Wagner, please come forward to receive your certificates. What an evening. What an inspiring and motivating evening. It's so great to learn what special people we have among us. Let's give all the 2024 LGBT plus college conference finalists and awardees a big round of applause. We will now begin our closing remarks for this evening. I'd like to invite Will Langston to join us on stage.
Thank you. I hunt ghosts on the side, and while I was standing in the middle of the room earlier, I heard a disembodied voice remind me that Dr. Roberta Chevrette is also a doctor. I'm sorry I left your doctor out of the script. Sorry? Oh, and Dr. Jessica Gaby. Sorry. Hey, you know what? If we don't mess up something, you don't know we're human. I would like to thank everybody for coming. I am the conference organizer, and I say for myself, I think the best part, which is conference gratitude. And I want to tell you a little story to start this off. When my brother got his first beach house, it was on the west end of Galveston, and folks on the west end think they're pretty fancy. And one evening, a woman had pulled her car out on the beach, and then the tide came in. And so she was stuck in her car trying to get out, and my brother and his friends went to push her. And she finally just gave up and started chugging a bottle of wine in the car. And one of my brother's friends cried out, "My God, get that woman a glass. This is West Beach." And that is the mantra that drives this conference is, "My God, get that woman a glass. This is the LGBT plus college conference." I just want y'all to know that we couldn't do it without an army of people. And so I'm going to do my best to thank these folks without telling you too many stories about them. It's a very long list, so please hold your applause till the end. I want to acknowledge this year we were able to partner with a number of organizations in the community, including the Tennessee Pride Chamber, Inclusion Tennessee, 50 Forward, and Planned Parenthood. Let's thank them for their support of the conference this year. On campus, we partnered with the Math and Science Education PhD, the Center for Fairness, Justice, and Equity, the Intercultural and Diversity Affairs Center, Women's History Month, Women's and Gender Studies, the President's Commission on the Status of Women, and the James E. Walker Library. So let's thank all of those folks for their help. I don't know what y'all think about librarians, but the James E. Walker Library brought their fight club to the conference yesterday. With their fight club audience to fight with the fight club on the stage. They got so heated, they forgot to talk into the microphones. They were talking to each other. The librarians are very serious people. I also want to make sure that you look at the back of your program and you notice and acknowledge the sponsors who make this conference possible. Thank you all very much. Please, let's give them a round of applause. I do want to single out Nissan. Nissan was our presenting sponsor in the first year. They've been with us every year since then. We literally couldn't do it without them. And I'm sure you all know we meet some resistance with this event. You must know. Go on the Facebooks or the social medias and look at the commentary that we're receiving right now. One of the magical words I'm able to conjure with is I just say Nissan, and it just shuts them right up. So your power is my power. Thank y'all so much. And in a totally unrelated note, one of the folks from Nissan said this year we stood. Next year, I'd like to see us move. I don't want it to be too car-centric, so we chose driving change for next year's theme. I hope that that's not too car-centric for Don Hayes of Nissan. I also have a long list of people I want to thank. I'm going to start with my husband because it was pointed out to me that this name should not be so far down on the list this evening. If you came to registration, then there's a good chance my husband checked you in, unless they were up here on a panel serving the conference by leading panels and discussions. Thank you so much, Trent, for everything that you do. Okay, just that once, but then we need to hold our applause till the end. I do want to warn you, I say this every year at this time. On Wednesday, I was done with the conference, and now I have nothing prepared, and I'm starting over, and the vacuum cleaner is on. If you get close, you might end up forced into a role. There are several people here tonight who will be appearing at the 2025 LGBT plus college conference. Marry me and watch what happens, is what I want to say. Katanya Malone in the psychology department is a tireless paperwork filler outer for this. Some folks at this university like a lot of paperwork filled out. I'm not going to name names. I do snap on occasion. I'm sorry, contracts office. I'm sorry. But Katanya is a tireless worker for this event, and I could not do this without her. Linda Hall in the College of Behavioral and Health Sciences has been a longtime supporter. Amber Weaver and the Aramark team. I'm going to break ranks again. Let's give them a round of applause for this amazing dinner tonight. I don't know if you've noticed, but everything you see from this conference, from the printed materials on down, is spot on perfect. Rose Aylward in the print shop makes that happen for us here at MTSU. Taylor Watson does the graphic arts and design for the conference, a former MTSU student. The Adaptive Technology Center helps us to be sure that everything that we do is accessible to everyone, including printing the Braille programs. They review everything we put online to make sure that e-readers can read it and help me to fix it when it doesn't work. I'm sorry, but Justin, MT Unions, everything they've done. Look at this space we've occupied this whole time. Let's break ranks, give them a round of applause too for all your hard work. Jillian Degree not only lent their expertise to a panel, but also gave us the amazing exhibit, and it's their art exhibit from their honors thesis that they did earlier this year, and they brought it to the conference, and it was very, very good. Is it still open? Do you know? Maybe you could still creep into the president's conference room and have a look at it before the end of the evening. We had a lot of volunteers who worked tirelessly behind the scenes, and 3 day hosts who worked tirelessly in front of the scenes. Can the day hosts who are here tonight please stand up and be recognized? Did anyone stand? There's a light right in my face. No? Oh, okay, good. It's hard being a day host because I expect you to know everything that's in my mind, but I don't tell you any of it. It's a difficult job. A lot of groups joined us for the organizations fair today. The conference advisory board was very helpful to me in some of the planning and promotion of this event. If you're on the advisory board and you're here tonight, come pick up your art that's behind the stage here before you leave. All of the presenters who shared their time and talent, it's been mentioned before, but you have to expose your vulnerability to be a part of sharing your story in front of a large group of people who are strangers to you. We really appreciate people who are willing to do that because without them, we really wouldn't be able to learn. Let's give them a round of applause for their hard work. The MTSU Foundation helps us with our financing and keeps our bank account for us. And then just generically, Middle Tennessee State University, Dr. McPhee, probably I shouldn't tell you this, but he told me on Thursday that we had already had calls from 3 legislators. I could probably name them. None of them probably have stepped foot. Well, okay, stop. Not only say nice things about people, but it takes a lot to put up with the trouble I caused Dr. McPhee. I'm aware. And so I want to thank the university as well for standing behind us through thick and thin and being the wall between me and most of the terrible things that are said about us. I have been, and this is no lie, I've been part of some amazing teams in my life, but being part of this conference team is really the greatest experience I've ever had. And again, we could not do it without all of these people and without the people I'm sure I've overlooked. So I want to also put in a general thank you. And I just want to say that together, we got that woman a glass. So let's give everybody a big round of applause. And then this is a very special night for me because a person who was very instrumental in the founding of this event, but much more important for me, you meet these people in your life who make you aspire to be a better person. And I don't know if I can live up to, well, my own expectations that B creates for me. It's not really B's. I don't want to be unfair to B. But I spend a lot of my time trying to be the person that B would want me to be. B Purdue is here this evening, and I have some pictures from 2014 from the first LGBT plus college conference. Now, B, I promise this is not your ID photo that I showed a few years back, and I shouldn't have done. This is the first awards dinner. You can see even then we were pretty good at what we do, but let's have a picture of B from that first conference. There she is, monitoring one of the panels. And then here's B at the awards dinner, helping to hand out the certificates. There we are. And unfortunately, that's all the pictures I took of you. Didn't do a very good job as a photographer back in the day for the influence that you've had on this event. I want to say everything you see that you think went well is because B. Purdue helped me set it up. And everything that didn't go well, she's been gone a while. I'm sorry. I do the best I can. If you saw the script for tonight, it says 7:34 and 26 seconds. Justin comes to the stage. I'm blaming B for that. I'm not that controlling. B, we have a special award. We save this for people who are friends of the conference, and we don't give out very many of these, but I'd like you to come down here and accept this on behalf of the LGBT plus College Conference and say a few words to us, if you will. It's our symbol.
Well, thank you, Will. And of course, you got away with this because I couldn't get out of the room because I'm not working here tonight. So any other way that you would have tried this, it just wouldn't have worked. People have often asked me, why was this important to me? And, I don't think my real explanation is ever enough, because the only reason it's important to me is that every person that I encounter is important to me. I was raised that way. My wonderful sister, Laureen, is with me today. She was my big sister. Even though she told people that my parents found me in a hollow log, and when they brought me home, she liked me so much, she asked them if she could keep me. And they said yes. And here I am, still her little sister. But even though, I tell that story, she's the best sister I've ever had. And I just love her because I know through all of that story that she told me, that I was really afraid to ask anybody if it was true for fear it was true until I was probably 13 years old. I just knew she loved me. And the other thing I knew, and I think she knew, we knew our parents loved us. We knew they loved us more than anything in the whole wide world. But the other thing that they taught us was to love everyone else. And I think this became important to me because the students I came in contact with were students that I could love. Just like a young woman several years ago in South Africa that I loved because when her parents died of AIDS, her father's family tried to have her and her 5 brothers and sisters evicted from their home because in that tribe, property is not passed down to girls, okay? Everyone has a hurt. Every group has a hurt. I was a bright little kid, keyword little. I probably weighed 75 pounds soaking wet in the 12th grade. My nickname at school was Brain on a Stick. Don't laugh, that hurts my feelings. The first time I told my son that, he just fell on the floor laughing. And then he looked at me, he said, "Oh, Mommy, I'm just so sorry. That must have made you feel so bad." And so I think, as I think of this, and I'll put it on my desk at work in Atlanta, and I'll remember starting this conference and that first meeting with Dr. McPhee and that first call from the legislators and the first call with Nissan and the first call with the chamber to all of our LGBT plus students. We love you. We want you to love yourselves, and we want you to love us. I loved the keynote speech because one of the things that I always say to people, you got that problem, If you got that problem, we all got that problem, but that problem will never be solved without all of us. So as we look at these students today, I think next year, this will be our 10th year anniversary for this conference. I'm hopeful I'll be there. As they say in the South, God willing and the creek don't rise. I'm gonna try and be here. But I want to ask all of you that are here to bring someone with you. You know, you can bring an ally like me if you like. You can bring another LGBTQ plus student or faculty member or community member, but bring someone with you, okay? Bring someone with you everywhere you go. And folks who are there, whether you're there fighting, whether you're there screaming, whether you're there cheering, don't forget to be grateful to the people who fight and cheer with you. It's why I love Will so much. He was my brother on campus. And there was nothing that I would not have done to make this event successful with him and for him and for these students. But thank you all so much. Thank you for being here. Keep supporting this. As my good friend Lynn always says, who fought tremendously alongside Coretta Scott King in many years of working with him. Everybody has to be in every fight, okay? A doctor once said to me, well, why does a baby scream so loud when the only thing they do is their finger touches the oven door? It may be the first pain they've ever known. First pain, remember the first pain you ever knew? It's pretty bad. So let's try to make those less and less. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, well, what an evening, and what a pleasure it's been to share the stage with you and to all of our audience. I extend my thanks and appreciation for being here this evening. Have we missed anything?
No, Justin, I think it's time for us to call it a night. To all of you who have been a part of this inspiring evening, we thank you. There is still much more work to be done, and each of us can play a part in making great those places where we all live, work, and play. Please share any photos you took tonight by posting them to the LGBT plus College Conference Facebook page. And all nominees and award winners, please come to the stage for a group photo. Thank you and have a good evening.